Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers as it concerns the remaining roster spots that's on the Lakers. The Lakers currently have 2 roster spots open, and judging by the reports that I've been hearing, they're basically going to use one of the current roster spots to make it 14 roster spots going into the regular season and leave the last roster spot potentially in the February buyout market in the middle of the regular season. So basically the Lakers are going to pick any sort of player that's available in the free agency market, but it still remains to be seen who will that be and what is the basic needs that the Lakers will pursue when it comes to that particular roster spot. So and guys, before I get into my own predictions of who the Lakers should pursue, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all that good social media stuff, and of course, like always, please be sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ZSPN. And guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel ZSPN on YouTube, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you will know when I upload on this channel, and just keep you guys up to date about everything that goes down when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, news, updates, speculations, and game analysis as well. So I really do appreciate the love and support. So guys, getting into the Lakers roster spots that are remaining, as I mentioned from the beginning, the Lakers have to fill that 14th player on that on the roster. So that's basically according to NBA rules that you need to have 14 players on the roster. And judging by the reports, the Lakers are going to leave that last roster spot in February in the buyout market to see who will be available by then. But as it stands now, they need to find somebody. There's a couple of players in mind that the Lakers could do when it comes to filling that last roster spot. They could go after a power forward player, in my opinion, when it comes to certain positions. Maybe they can go after a point guard, but that's another long shot, and I don't really think they will pursue that. So I think they're going to go after a big man potentially. And there's 2 players come in mind when it comes to the Lakers and them pursuing these particular players. One of them comes to mind, and that is James Ennis. Okay, the guy is a power forward. He's 31 years old, and he can shoot. The guy just basically fits the mold of what the Lakers are looking for when it comes to what they're building. And, he brings that shooting, he brings the defensive side of the ball, and plus, he's a power forward who could potentially be part of the rotation with Anthony Davis and potentially Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, and that sort of rotational type of scenario. He's not going to play a big role when it comes to being part of the Los Angeles Lakers, but God forbid, injuries do occur in the NBA, and you never know, injuries do happen. So he will potentially step up to the plate when it comes to his abilities and what he will bring to the table. And it just kind of fits to what the Lakers have on the current roster. And he brings the shooting, he brings the defense. I think James Ennis is probably the number 1 on that list. But there's another player in mind that I really think the Lakers should consider this particular player. I've seen him play being in Denver. You probably know who I'm going with, and that is Kenneth Faried. Okay, I made a video about this in my last video. Please go check it out. It gave all the details and updates about the circumstances between the Lakers and Kenneth Faried. He's basically getting a workout with the team, and if he performs to the best of all abilities, to the point that the Lakers are impressed with it, then he could potentially be ending up with the Lakers. He has all the traits when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, bringing the rebounding ability, the defensive side. And even though he is undersized as a power forward / center type of player, he's like 6'8", he still managed to bring that athleticism to the table. And that's what I witnessed from him when he was a Denver Nugget. We've seen him playing a couple times with the Denver Nuggets, bringing that defensive side of the ball and the rebounding side. It just was magical to watch, and his athleticism with the combination of that was also greatness at his finest. And even though on the offensive side he's not explosive, he's not a scorer or anything like that. He can give you like 8 to 10, 12 points a game. On a good night, he will give you 12 points a game. That's like the best that you can get out of him. But on the defensive side, he is magical when it comes to defensively and grabbing those rebounds. And even though he hasn't played a game since 2019, I mean, the last game he played was in the semifinals with the Houston Rockets, where he averaged around like 5 points a game and averaging 4 to 6 rebounds a game. But other than that, bringing a guy like him, part of the rotation at the center / power forward position, will really help the Lakers in that sort of sense. And I know some of y'all are thinking, it's the same scenario with Montrezl Harrell. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but there was times when Montrezl Harrell gave us around 15 points a game and averaged around like 7 to 6 rebounds a game. I mean, if you really think about it, think of Montrezl Harrell, but Kenneth Faried, but the opposite side. He will give you more rebounds and more defensive side than the offense. And I really believe that he will bring that to the table for the Los Angeles Lakers. And, it just kind of fits in what the Lakers are building. Now, he may not get more minutes. He may not play as much. But, when he does need to step up at times, what we witnessed from him with the Houston Rockets, if we get that type of Kenneth Faried, then, the Lakers are solid when it comes to defense and grabbing those rebounds. I mean, he will, be on point when it comes to that sort of scenario. And, that's all I really have to say, guys, when it comes to potential players that are realistic type of scenario. I could think about some others, but I don't really see, like players like, I'm trying to think of some, like a Kevin Love. I don't really see him coming to the Lakers. Maybe in the buyout market for that last roster spot, but, still remains to be seen about that. And if the Lakers are going to go after a guard, they could go after somebody like a Wesley Matthews, bring him back to the Los Angeles Lakers. That type of scenario may work when it comes to bringing another guard who can play defense at a very high level. I mean, we witnessed that last year with Wesley Matthews. He was not the shooter that they lived up to expectations, but on the defensive side, when he was guarding players like Steph Curry and other elite point guards, he stepped up to the plate when it comes to defensive side. So overall, when it comes to what the Lakers are pursuing, it's more on the defensive side, to be honest with you. And the shooting, it's just like a perk, if you will, of a potential player when it comes to what the Lakers are looking for. But the defensive side, I think the Lakers should go after a defensive type of player when it comes to filling up that 14th roster spot to basically, have the ability to have 14 players on the roster. So according to league rules. So that's my own thoughts and opinions, guys. I really want to know your thoughts about the potential a potential player that the Lakers could pursue in the free agency market to fill up that 14th man roster spot. And guys, just a quick background about why the Lakers have that 14th player roster is because they traded Marc Gasol, and I made a whole video about it. I'll leave the link to that. It will probably pop up at the end of this video, or maybe just popping up right now as I'm speaking. So go check out that video. I gave my thoughts about it. I think it was a smart move by the Lakers, and basically they saved up to $10 million because of that trade. So it was kind of like a wins type of scenario for the Lakers. Now I wish Marc Gasol nothing but the best. If possibly he will be returning to Spain and possibly playing there or maybe retiring. You never know, from the NBA. So he had a great career. He's an NBA champion, and plus, he Defensive Player of the Year and All-Star appearances. He makes the argument, for potentially being in the Hall of Fame one day. So he has that resume under his belt to make that argument. So, and, maybe a jersey retire. So, he just had a great career, and I wish him nothing but the best. But, at the same time, the Lakers basically won in this trade because they saved money at the same time. So, so that's the reason. And, guys, I just want to know your thoughts about it when it comes to the Lakers and that roster spot remaining. Who do you think the Lakers should pursue? Do you think it's James Ennis, or do you think it's possibly Kenneth Faried, or maybe Wesley Matthews? I mean, there's a lot on the free agency market that the Lakers could pursue, but it's real thin at the moment. So if anything works for the 14th man roster that's best for the Lakers, we just know that Rob Pelinka will do a good job when it comes to filling up that roster spot that will be best for the team. So we just have to wait and see. I mean, it's just a couple of days. Maybe possibly we'll see something happen, or maybe heading into the regular season, which is just a month away. So I'm really looking forward to the Lakers in the regular season and what they will bring to the table. Championship is on the minds of the Lakers, including Carmelo Anthony, who yesterday went on First Take and gave his thoughts about the Lakers and the circumstances there. So, and the expectations, and that is to win a championship, or is it bust season? So hopefully the Lakers live up to expectations going into the regular season. I'm very excited, and I want anyone to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Guys, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and please share this video all over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and like all of my social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at ZSPN. I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites. And of course, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. And guys, hit that notification bell. It's really important you hit that notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you will know when I upload on this channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.